So the leak list has been updated. I already talked a little bit about the changes that they introduced there, and remember, these are the ones that we should listen to. These are the ones with the reliable sources in the leak list, okay? And one of the aircraft that they actually leaked today was the J-11B. So what should you expect from the J-11B? Well, the first thing is that it should be an upgraded model of the J-11 we have. The main feature of this aircraft is that it uses almost everything from China, built in China, right? The idea was to remove the dependency on the Chinese flankers onto Russia. So they depended a lot on Russia on producing parts and upgrades and weapons and everything. And of course, as sovereign nations, they want obviously to become self-sufficient in that part of technology and production, right? So reportedly, 90% of the J-11B initially was based on subsystems and parts designed in China, with the engine presumably being a major part that wasn't changed at first. But even the engine got later changed to the WS-10 Chinese-built engine in the Block 02 model of the J-11B. After some troubles with reliability initially, they eventually made it work, and the WS-10 was introduced into service. So it's a completely new aircraft, but using the same project. So what I mean about that is that they use the same project, the same aircraft as a basis, the Su-27, right? But building their own systems in China instead of having to buy them from Russia and, maybe other countries. I don't know. So it has a glass cockpit and many avionics and systems upgraded, of course, over the J-11A and Chinese built. Has a Chinese radar, even the Type 1474, which is a mechanically scanned array pull-stopper radar, and it is similar to the Su-27's ones that we already have in the game. So it should be around the same idea that we had already with the Su-27s. But the thing is that they are upgrading these radar to an ESA one with the ability of using even better missiles like the PL-10 and 15, right? So it's not like this aircraft is not being upgraded. Not only it will have everything Chinese built, it can even use an ESA radar if they want to add another version, or maybe they're just gonna jump straight to the latest version of the J-11B, right? So it is an interesting aircraft. For in-game sake, it will be very similar to the J-11A that we have. So the part of the video that what should you expect from the aircraft properly is that it should be flying the same ways of the J-11A, being basically the same aircraft. The major difference in the game will be the weapons. So the weapons are very similar to J-11, but it has a very cool addition, the addition of Chinese-built missiles, like for example the PL-12 and PL-8. So it should be a very interesting version of the J-11, just because it can actually carry stuff that is a little bit more suited for what they thought it would need to be suited for. So the idea here is that you would still have the same payloads and same amount of pylons and everything, so it will be pretty much the same aircraft as the J-11A. But it will have some interesting things, like for example having the ability of carrying, I don't know, R-73s, but maybe a PL-8B in the future, maybe the R-77s, yes, of course, but also R-27 ETs, and together with that PL-12s, becoming one of the most interesting flankers in the game, because the R-77, as you know, suffers from not being able to hit targets from a very far distance. They are very good missiles from up short ranges, but in the longer ranges engagements, it is problematic, right? And normally you need to use the R-27ERs and the J-11A to actually make it work. But now, with the PL-12 being added, you can have a very good missile that it's almost on par with the M120s in terms of range, and still have the R-77s in the outer pylons to be able to do short range shots. So it can be one of the best flankers in the game. Yes, the J-11. So yeah, I honestly don't know how it's going to be implemented. I don't know what the radar is going to be like. That's the major thing. What I do know is that on the very least, it will be the same flight model of the Su-27s that we have in the game, but with the ability of carrying the PL-12 together with the R-77, which is also, I mean, just what I needed. To be honest, that would make the Su-27, in this case the J-11, such an interesting aircraft, even though it's a very small change. So let me know in the comments what you think about the J-11B. And yeah, I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe. And bye guys, see ya.